Hello, I'm Hollis from Hollis' IC Lab, and in today's video I'm back with part 2 of making a homemade F1 race car IC race car thing. I kind of messed up a little bit. So I'm working on putting the ESC and electronics in this time. I'm working, well, not putting an ESC, I'm building like my own ESC design thing. It's something I came up with myself, and I use it for a lot of these projects. So I just use a servo with some metal on the end that's connected to one wire, and then another wire that attaches when it moves, and that's my design for like an ESC. And this design though uses 2 batteries. So if you don't have an ESC but you have lots of extra servos, this is something you could do for an IC car. So I'm just putting a wire on and attaching something that'll hit to it. So then that servo will move when you move the throttle, and it will touch the wire, and that'll be how the motor works. So I'm just working on doing that, and then I'm stripping the wire and about to solder it on. So then I'm just soldering it on. So I soldered on one side of the wire. I'm just gluing it in place. Later in this video though, I realized that I need to move it because it's not quite in the right place, and it blocks the design because I hadn't really looked at a picture of an F1 race car while building this. So yeah, so I looked at one at the beginning to get a reference, and then I just stopped looking at it, and then I came back and realized that I need to change a few things. So I don't know what I'm doing now. Okay, I forgot to pause it or something, I guess. So now I'm just unsoldering an old wire that I'll use for the plug. This is from an old thing I built a while ago but no longer works. So then I'm just stripping the black wire for that motor too. And then soldering that in, pre-soldering the black wire, and then soldering it in place. Then I'm soldering the red wire to the servo end, and then that ESC contraption is basically built. So now I'm just putting on some electrical tape to make sure nothing that's not supposed to touch another thing touches nothing. Also, if you guys would like me to do a more in-depth guide on how to build this servo ESC thing, I could do that at some point soon. Maybe that'll be something I do in the next couple of weeks. I'll be trying to post more often than I have been. Okay, so now I'm just have wired it all up, and I'm about to test it to make sure it works. And as you can see, everything's working. So now I'm working on moving that ESC because I realized it was in the wrong place. It was pretty easy, I just cut it off and then glued it back into another place. And it just wasn't wanting to stay in that place for some reason, so I had to hold it for a while. Then I'm working on cutting down the actual body to the right shape and stuff because I kind of messed up the shape a little bit. So now I'm just cutting it to the right shape, as I just had said. And I'm looking at a reference image right now as I do that, so, well, I'm not looking at it right now as I record the voiceover, but I was when I was cutting it out and stuff. And drawing it, so I cut it down to a better shape. And in the next episode after this one, I'll be starting to make the body for the F1 race and stuff, so you can look forward to that. So I just glued the servo down and the antenna, and then put some electrical tape over the end. Then I'm building the battery holders for the 2 batteries, since this design that I use for my IC vehicles I designed myself uses 2 batteries. I should probably work on designing a way to use just 1. But this channel is about mainly making IC stuff with just what you have and not just going and buying a lot of fancy electronics and stuff for it. That's why I mainly started this channel. And I also review some stuff on here. So now I'm just working to make a battery holder. I cut out a slot so that I can slip something over it to hold the battery in place. And I'm doing the same for the other side of the battery holder and cutting out the slot to match. And then I just glued the first battery holder in place, and I'm just testing to make sure that the thing slides in to keep it from sliding outward, and then I put it in place. So now I'm working on building the battery holder for the other side. And I'm cutting out slits in that one too, but later on I realized that this one's just a snug enough fit that it doesn't need it, so I removed that. So if you're copying what I'm doing, you do not need to do it like that, just cut it so it will fit in that, in the slot. So I'm just cutting the side pieces and gluing them in place. And then gluing the other side in place. And I test fit it, and then I realized I can cut it down more. So I first did it by just cutting it down a little bit and leaving the slot still, and then I realized that the slot's actually not really needed because it's a snug enough fit, so then I just cut it off, as you can see right there. So then I just glue it in place, and that's all about making the electronics and stuff. So now I'm just going to test drive it, and I'll be right back. So as you just saw from me driving it around, the wheel came off, which I need to attach on better. So I'll just do a quick time lapse of me attaching it on better, and that will be all for this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's all for this video. Bye.